It's your turn, mate.
Really? Lewis Catto, Creative Comms Coordinator.
So Lewis, it's great to have you with us. Lewis is usually the man behind the camera, but today we have him in front of the camera. Lewis, love to just start off like we have with everyone else with some this or that questions. So
Great.
Here's some quick fire ones for you. Tim Hughes or Matt Redman?
Matt Redman.
Pizza or kebab?
We're definitely going pizza.
Now this one's a bit naughty, but brass band competition or a free course meal with your lovely wife Kirsty?
Do I have to answer that one? How about I take her for a meal after the brass band competition?
That sounds like a good compromise, yeah? Kirsty, if you're watching, we're sorry. Brilliant. Yeah, something I love working with you, Lewis. We always have lots of fun and banter.
Yeah.
And for me, I know what your working week looks like, but maybe actually I want to start off with how did you start working at Shed? That might be a better place to start.
Yeah, I mean that's a long answer, but the short answer of that is I've done like the comm side of things, graphic design stuff since I was probably in college. Did visual communications, graphic communications in college, and kind of just volunteered doing all that sort of stuff until COVID hit, and then the leadership realised this is something that's actually really valuable and we really need to invest in. And I had just come out of working for Aberdeen Performing Arts.
Oh, wow.
And this just happened to come up. Well, not come up, but this conversation just happened. So yeah, and here we are.
Amazing, love that. I know what your week looks like I said there. I think maybe we got a glimpse as all these messages are popping up even live. This is a busy man, but Lewis, do you want to tell us what a working week looks like for you? What kind of stuff do you get up to?
Yeah, so working week for me is, the very day-to-day stuff, getting comms all together on social media, websites, getting comms emails out to the church, but actually then being involved in doing some fun stuff like doing these videos, doing all sorts of different things, brainstorming how can we help to communicate the heartbeat of Shed to the church family. And it's the big thing for me is really storytelling and tearing down the walls of the church so people can see who Shed is and what Shed's like with outside of the walls of the church. So it's really easy for people to see what goes on here.
Hey, that's brilliant. I think within that you've said some of the things you really enjoy about the job, but is there any areas that sometimes can be a bit of a challenge?
You know, I'm not somebody that enjoys the day-to-day stuff, so as much as putting together all the weekly comms and the social media is essential and it's an essential part of my role, that can sometimes also be the bit that I'm like, I just wish I could break out of this schedule and do like lots of creative stuff. So that's probably the bit that I wouldn't say I don't enjoy it. It's probably the bit that sometimes it can become more of a chore.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, nobody puts Lewis in the corner.
Absolutely.
You got a bit of that.
Out of that corner.
I do love that. You've come from creative arts. You are a creative, and I mean, as I listen to you, it sounds like you want this to evolve all the time, and maybe that's the part of the frustration. So, is there anything exciting coming up in your role that you might want to share with folks? Anything? What's the next step of creativity that's happening?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, this in itself is an exciting part of it. It's the communicating family to the church. The whole point of this is to help the church see what goes on, like help us all see what goes on every day in the life of Shed. And we'd love this to not just be staff, but actually ministry leads as well within this sort of format of what does it look like for your ministry day to day? What's it looking like as part of the church? How can people pray for your ministry and get involved? So that, and I'm really excited about a lot of the community stuff we're doing again, and actually getting the gospel out there using social media and using the what I've just described as tearing the walls down of the church. So
hey, that's amazing. Thank you for that. I love you brought in the gospel there, because really that's at the heart of everything you want to do here.
Yeah.
And like other staff members have shared as well, you know, that keeping the main thing, Jesus.
Yeah.
How does working for a church affect your daily walk with God, your relationship with God?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love working for Shed as much as when I was on DNA and doing internship. I just found it amazing to be here kind of serving God in this way. And it's always something that I've kind of sensed God's kind of been preparing me for doing something that helps equip the church to take that mission out into the community. So as part of that, I think for me it's it does help my relationship with God, because as I'm doing different things, it's kind of what prophetically speaks into what we need to do. So what kind of image is going to be a prophetic image in this particular space, and actually being able to spend time listening to God in that way to build the graphics and to build the communications that we do.
So good. Mate, your passion comes out as you're speaking, and just want to thank you for what you do. The graphics, the way it sheds like a well-oiled machine at times, really stood out to me when I arrived, and just thought, wow, how does this all happen? So great to hear a little bit of what's behind that also. Thank you for what you do. And as ever, we want to just finish by asking you, for everybody watching, what can we be praying for you in this season, Lewis?
As ever, with a creative mind, it's very easy for me to just say yes to absolutely everything. And I think for me, it's prayer for wisdom in what's actually in how I organise my 2 days here, what I pick up, what things I maybe pass on, and actually who around the church has a creative gifting and communication that I can look to bring along and help to get involved in stuff. So that's maybe a little bit of a plug, but also a prayer point.
I love that. Well guys, you heard it here first. If you are a creative and maybe want to come part along this journey with Lewis, maybe pop him a little message, or if you've got any ideas, type them in the comments on social media. But please be remembering Lewis in your prayers this week and the weeks to come. So thank you for watching. We'll be back again next week with more Shed staff members, and look forward to seeing you then.